Okay, now I think we're recording. Go ahead and take it away.
Okay. My name is Alejandra. Vanessa. Norma. And we did our presentation or our agency interview at Together We Rise, which is located in Chino Hills, California. It's pretty much, like it says on there, a leader in foster care innovation. So it's an agency that hasn't existed for that long. I want to say it was only created in around 2008. So it's only been around for a little bit. It was created by a guy, his name's Danny Mendoza. He was a student here at Cal State Fullerton, and he created the agency after seeing that his cousin was living in a car and he didn't want the whole foster care system wasn't assessing him, so he went about and created this agency. And so we have a little bear, the mascot of actually the agency. And so the needs of the population that the agency serves is helping kids, foster care kids, they need help navigating the system because they have no guidance, so they need, that's one of the needs that they have. Also, just getting a sense of normality and support and comfort and getting self-esteem, because being moved from house to house, you know, you lose, I guess, that sense of security that you get in a home, and it's not normal, you know. Some of us that probably don't know what it's like to be moving from house to house, we know what's normal. For them, they don't have that present in their life, so it's something that is absent. Also, support during traumatic events is something that they don't. Another need that they have, and between like the transition from one home to another, or from like actually getting out of the system and entering, like, I guess would be adult world. And sustainability and resources, education, and their social and job skills, because of the fact that they don't have somebody that's there that's telling them or showing them how to be sociable or how the skills that they need in jobs is something that they need in order to actually get out of the system and enter the real world and actually be able to obtain a job and live on their own. And then I guess the data that demonstrates this is that less than 2% of foster care youth are graduating from college. 54% are being homeless within the 2 years of aging out. 30,000 teens age out every year. A big portion of them actually have chronic medical problems, and a lot of them it's like longer than a year for them to actually be in the foster. They're in the foster care system for longer than a year. Some of them are actually like 5 years or even longer. Some of the other statistics, yeah. And it has the following change over time, not much. It actually has increased. The median amount of time children spend in foster care increased from the year 2000 to 2011. In 2000, it was 12 months, like the median time that they were in foster care, and then in 2011, it was over a year. So this is just the median. Some kids are going to be obviously maybe in it less, and some are going to be in it more. And on average, they spend about 2 years, and they have stated 10% of the kids that are in foster care have been in foster care for 5 years or longer. And then the way that the agency uses it is because they work with child protective services and with adopting agencies around them, and also with social workers. So they have people that are informing them of, like, you know, the statistics of whether kids are being put in foster care more often or not. And then what methods are used to identify and locate the people in need of these services? Like I said, Together We Rise works with foster care agencies, and then schools, social workers, and child protective services. And that's kind of where, like, they get the information and the reasons they need with regards to the population. So now we're going into the process. We made the process where the Band-Aid is, because it's like a healing process. So the process of the agency.
Okay, so the data that's collected for the personnel we talked to was Yana, and she collects all the information on the interns, because most of the people that do work at this agency are the interns. So they keep like their resume and stuff along with their emergency information, and they also record like how the interns perform, like whether like if they did good there, so they expectations of their employees. They've all experienced, so whether the interns have experience, and they must complete at least 3 months of internship before they're considered like an actual staff. And the people that do intern there are college students are they already graduated. So each intern goes under an interview where they're asked questions about what skills they have and what experience that they have. And they're chosen based on their qualifications of what the agency requires. And also people that work there are former foster care youth, so they have more knowledge of what needs to go into the agency. The information collected on the volunteers, they use MailChimp, which is like an online thing where they could put their email and their contact information so the people at the agency can't get a hold of them again. And they do collect data from people that reach out to the agency just to know like how they get involved and stuff. And also volunteers can sign up online on their website. So the training that they go through, the volunteers are prepped on basic foster care stuff, so the people that actually do work there show them like things that they need to know before they go to like a certain event. And working with foster care children, it does require them to have like a background check, and they do get a lot of one-on-one interactions with the children. And they monitor the staff performance. There's actually 3 people that do work there, which is Danny, who's the CEO, which Alejandra talked about in the beginning. And then there's Kevin, who does most of the stuff on like the website and stuff. And then there's Gina, she's the one that collects most of the data that they do get. And Gina does she maintains what Kevin does, and she just logs it in, like what he does on a day-to-day basis and how many hours he spends on projects and stuff. So how do we know that the clients are receiving the services? They ask them to take pictures, and they do send thank you letters to know that they are receiving these. And they receive letters, the agency receives letters from other agencies that they work with, and also from the children. And like I said, they have a lot of one-on-one interaction so that they know that each children is getting the attention that they need. And so the data that is actually show that what they're doing is efficient is that the records, they have records and they put like the events that they did and the agencies that help them along with that, and also put like the children and who they work with and how that interaction is along. And then each database includes like the day of the program that the children were involved in, and the resources that were provided for them, the location, the child's name, the age, the gender, and if the children did follow up with a thank you letter or any pictures.
So for the client outcome, together we rise can measure effectiveness by reviewing the business testimony and feedback from the youth research. So just basically just ask the clients like their feedback on the program and how that worked for them. They utilize Google whatever that word, to assess the efficiency of various portions of I'm Aging Out.
And I'm Aging Out is actually, I was going to do a record of it. I'm Aging Out is like a resource center that they have online for the kids that are 18 or older. So it's kind of like, you know how like our career center has like their webpage and it provides you like links to like jobs and like resume reviews and stuff like that. So I'm Aging Out is pretty much a career center for the kids that are not in the system anymore, because Together We Rise doesn't want to just let them go after they turn 18. They want to like keep on like guiding them. They have provided this webpage for them so that they can, start looking for jobs or doing their resumes or looking for resources of how to obtain the skills that they need in order to actually find jobs out in the real world or the world outside of it.
Other ways, they examine the traffic on the site, they keep contact with various social workers and foster agencies, and the program allows Together We Rise to develop critical relationships with clients. So the data they use to evaluate the program, evaluation is done by how many children they have been reached, how many agencies are partners, and what services are most requested. Interview and record majority of the clients, the record majority of the clients to make sure they are provided with the resources they need. The participants gain knowledge and understanding of their problems through the program. Most clients, they're young, so they don't really know what they're going through. So the program is just like helps them understand like what is it that they're going through and like how can they be helped. Through I'm Aging Out, clients better understand what position they're in and how they're trying to better their becoming successful. Do participants change their behavior and their beliefs through the program? It is a requirement that each child gives us a thank you card for the services they receive. The program receives some letters years down the road where the specific foster child has reached out to the program. A lot of former foster youth ask to volunteer and be part of the organization because they wish they had the resources that this organization offers and they serve the system.
When we talk about efficiency, basically Diana talked about how Together We Rise is basically sponsored and has donations. So how they kind of make sure everything's cost efficient, they update the most effective and cheapest high quality products for programs like Sweet Cases and those alike. Sweet Cases is actually a program where for the foster children, they get a duffel bag or a piece of luggage. They kind of make it personalized, and they have a bunch of necessities like pillows, crayons, toiletries, towels, blankets, things that the foster children can use from going to place to place. Usually they use trash bags, and they want them to have them in their own. And then Build a Bike is another program. Basically, someone can donate like $50, or they can have like a sponsorship that donates money, and they purchase bikes where sometimes they'll have like programs where the children either make the bikes or they can just have them sent to them, and this is good because they can have like teenagers who need the transportation, things like that. Some benefits of the program that the stakeholders have is like the stakeholders get to have hands-on on the capabilities and where the money is going. For example, JetBlue, they sponsor a lot of things, so since the program is kind of nationwide, they can fly them out to a certain city and work with volunteers that are there for Build a Bike and speeches and stuff like that, and also spread the word of Amazing Out. And also, like for instance, in Cleveland, Ohio, if their interns raise money there, they go to the foster children in that area. So they're not just raising money here in Southern California, they're doing it everywhere around the world. What services offered by this program are done by volunteers? Pretty much all of it is done by volunteers. For instance, the cases, they get the donations and then the sponsorships, and volunteers put together all the luggages and the packages, and then they give them out to different foster care programs. Same thing with the Build a Bike. They have different volunteers go out and help the kids build a bike or take the bike to them. And an optimal use of volunteers is evaluated by the number of the cases that are put together and the number of the bikes that will build. So that kind of measure how they're doing well with the amount of stuff that they're doing. How do we evaluate the overall cost efficiency? John talked about how they constantly are updating the prices and making sure that everything is cost effective and they can get as much as they can for as many foster children as they can. And the interns are responsible for updating all of this information, so because they're working with the actual product, they want to make sure that it's great quality, great cost effectiveness.
different classes of it. And also, are any portions of the services underutilized? Definitely think that the aging out is being underutilized because it is a new program and research is still being done on it. So it doesn't have as much work as the other programs like education and the oversight. And then use the Google Analytics to evaluate the Web website on aging out. What makes the location optimal? Well, first of all, it's in Southern California, which has the highest number of foster children. So that's really useful, but also it's nationwide. So it's, all over the country, which is great because there's foster children everywhere. And then, again, it's sponsored by JetBlue, so it makes the traveling affordable for the CEO and the 2 other leaders as well as if they want to bring along some parents and volunteers. And it is evaluated by the increase in clients of the program and all the thank you letters and the personal stories. And that's also the same methods they use to determine the effectiveness is having those interviews, the thank you letters, and those personal stories from all the foster children and all of the interns that was done. So our strengths and weaknesses, did a little Venn diagram because we figured that some of them were kind of they could either be a strength or a weakness. Some of the strengths is the fact that it's like nationwide program, so even though it's based in Southern California, it's something that has reached, different states within the country. That stakeholders are actively involved, so if, let's say, like, what they do is, like, let's say you own a company, your company wants to donate money to do the sweet cases, well, what they'll actually do is they'll ask you if you want your employees to actually go in and build the sweet cases, and they paint on them too, so they'll have, like, SpongeBob or Minnie Mouse or any of those, like, on the cases and personalize them for their kids. So stakeholders are actively involved, and even the kids, which are also, I guess, stakeholders, because they're the ones that are benefiting from it, whether it was former foster youth that come and volunteer, or the kids that are already still in the foster care system, they're interacting with the volunteers and their employees. So they're involved in one way or another. They're connected to social networks a lot, so they have like an Instagram, they have a Facebook, they have their webpage. So it's very easy for people to access their webpage and information about them. And it's also, I guess, very easy for them to track and to show people like what they're doing and like the progress that they're making. The fact that it's accessible, that like they have a van that is painted with their logo and it drives throughout pretty much. Well, I live in close to the area, but not exactly that close. But whenever I go there, I always see it driving around. So the fact that it's kind of like their way of advertising, and like if somebody's thinking of something and just see it, maybe they'll think, oh my God, I know somebody that could probably use help from them. So the fact that they're just accessible that way, accessible on like social networks, and it's just easy to call them, like you can get help or sign up for it. The forms that they have if you want to get free cases for like someone is very easy. Also, there's no age requirement, so it's not like only if once you're 18, like, and you're not in the foster care system and you're thrown out, like, it's not like you can't get help from them after that. Actually, a lot of their, previous clients that are in college now, they got laptops for college. So they keep on helping them regardless of whether they're 5 or they're, 20, 21. So I think that that's very important, that you don't, like, that they keep following with them, like, even after that they're out of the system. I guess for both of them, the staff is really young. They're probably like 25 and younger. We see that as a strength because, you're young, you have new ideas, but then also they don't have that much experience. And so I feel like that can also be a weakness. The limited number of employees, we mentioned 3, which are the main ones, but actually I want to say they have like 5, but it's very small. I mean, it can be small because it's easy to like access each other. Like if you need to have a question, you can, ask someone, and you know exactly who to go to. But then also the fact that it's limited, if there's only so much somebody can do, and like it can obviously cause burnout if you're doing too much and you don't have people to help you out.
One of the weaknesses that we did see was that since there are only limited people that are considered their employees, they are not really educated in human services. Like we asked them what was their major in college, and most of them were like
journalism, media, graphic design, criminal justice. So we were like, a lot of these people don't have, I guess, maybe experience with the terms and stuff that we have. So like, even when answering their questions, we felt like they couldn't really give us a precise answer because they probably might have not even know what we were talking about. So that was kind of, I guess, I mean, they're doing a great job of what they're doing, but I feel like they don't have maybe as much knowledge as somebody that would have been part of, like, maybe a program here.
Well, you might want to do this then for your final project and look at how they can improve their evaluation and stuff, because that would be something that you could give to them, to some strategies to help them do a better job, since they're doing a worthwhile service.
So that was also another weakness, like the data, like they don't use, like, we didn't really understand how they evaluated other than, like, thank you letters and pictures. We were wondering, like, is there anything else that they could do to like, this program is really good for each other, rather than just, like, receiving, thank you letters and pictures. So that was kind of another weakness that, and the data collected is insignificant to make evaluation. So it kind of went with the other one. We didn't really see, like, if they use computers, or if they use, like, Excel and put all their data in. It was mostly, like, personal things.
Or if it even made a difference in their levels of depression, or their social engagement, or their GPA in school, or their social skills. There's so many things that they could be measuring. Yeah.
Because, like, I feel like it's an agency where everybody that works there, like, wants to help in some way or another, and I think that, like, sometimes as human beings, we have a desire to help people, but it's not, like, there's not, I guess, education behind that help, and it's kind of, it will help you, I guess. It's, like, they're already helping as it is, but I think if they would have more knowledge about it, then they could, like you said, help even more with other aspects that are being affected by the fact that these kids are in foster care.
We'll give these girls a hand.